Greetings traders. In this video, I'm going to be breaking down the Judas Swing London Open. ICT says you can use this exact setup to quit your job in less than 90 days. I took this trade today and made $3,000. I'm going to be giving you guys all of the sauce, all of the secrets, and if you follow this step-by-step strategy, you will get funded and you can make money from anywhere you want in the world and do whatever you want with your life. All right, so I made a video in the past focusing on the New York Open. The same setup also occurs during the London Open. I had a lot of questions. How do we do this in London? How do we do this in London? All right, so before I start, my time frame, if you look in the bottom right-hand corner, my time zone is UTC -5. So no matter where you are in the world, if you set your trading view or whatever your charting software to UTC -5, then all you have to do is follow the steps I'm about to tell you, and you can get funded and start making money. All right, with that out of the way, this is the London Open for the Judas Swing. You can do this in New York. You can watch my previous video, but this is for the London Open. So how this London Open works is that you want to mark the high and low between midnight to 3 a.m. All right, so this line right here is midnight, and this right here is 3 a.m. So you want to make the lowest low. Here's the lowest low, and here's the highest high between midnight to 3 a.m. That's the very first step, okay? Second step is you want to wait for one side to get swept between 3 a.m. to 4 a.m. If there's a sweep that happens on one of these sides, but after 4 a.m. or before 3 a.m., it's not a valid setup, all right? So as you can see, I've marked the high midnight to 3 a.m. in this green line and the low with this green line right here. And at 3:04, we get a sweep of the London highs, all right? So that's step number 2 because it happened between 3 to 4 a.m. All right, so we move on to the next step. Wait for a market structure shift with displacement. So what do I mean by market structure shift? That's the same as change of character. It's the same as break a structure. And frankly, I think that they just make all these different terms to confuse us traders. But basically, we're looking for a swing to get closed below. Since this is a bearish setup, we're looking for a swing to get closed below. So right here, this was the lowest swing before the sweep of the London highs. So the market structure shift happened after we closed below this candle right here. And as you can see, this candle right at 316 closed below the previous swing low. All right, so you don't only need a market structure shift, you need a market structure shift with displacement. So what is displacement? It means a fair value gap. Basically, you're looking for large candles after the sweep that go into the opposite direction. That confirms that the order flow is reversing on itself. All right, so we had the high, London high gets swept. It happens between 3 and 4 a.m. And you need to be entering the trade between 3 and 4 a.m. It doesn't matter when the setup happens, you need to be entering the trade between 3 and 4 a.m. If you get tagged in, you can hold it until you hit take profit. But if you don't get tagged in before 4 a.m., the trade is no longer valid. We had a market structure shift. We had a candle body close below the previous swing low, and we have a fair value gap. Okay, so that means we have displacement. Going on to the next step, we want to enter on the extreme of the fair value gap. So I'm on the 2-minute. I prefer the 2-minute. You can do this on the 5-minute. You can do this on the 1-minute. It's all up to your personal preference. On the 5-minute, it's going to be, if you get a market structure shift, it's going to be a much stronger signal, but you're going to have to wait longer, and sometimes you won't get tagged in. On the 1-minute, you're going to get the signal the quickest, but sometimes you're going to get faked out. So I just prefer the 2-minute, but that's up for you, personal testing. So there's a fair value gap right here, but if you follow the rules, it's the most extreme fair value gap. So this is the most extreme fair value gap. From this candle low to this candle high, there was no wicks that crossed. So that is our extreme fair value gap. So we want to put it right here. And then the stop loss is on the FVG candles. So keep in mind that the FVG candles is a 3 candle pattern. This is the first, this is the second, and that's the third candle of the FVG. So we want our stop to be above that 3 candle pattern. And then lastly, we want to target 1 to 2 risk reward. So 1 to 2 risk reward, and boom. So I took this trade literally today, this morning, and made $3,000. That's all you need. It's really not that hard. And you might be wondering, like, oh, just 15 points. Well, with the correct amount of leverage, that's all you need. And you don't have to squeeze out the whole swing of the leg. It's literally that simple. High and low between 3 and 4 a.m. Wait for one side to get swept between 3 and 4 a.m. Get tagged in before 3 and 4 a.m. You see we got tagged in at 3:24. We put our stop loss above the FEG candles, because if it goes higher than that, then your trade is invalid, and then you simply target 1 to 2 risk reward, and it's that simple. I was in the trade for 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 minutes. 12 minutes to make $3,000. This is the London Open. The rules are very similar for the New York Open, but it's instead of 3 a.m. to 4 a.m. or the high between midnight to 3 a.m., it's midnight to 8:30 a.m. But if you're in Europe, or if you want to also trade the London session, these are the rules for the London session, and it's just as profitable, it's just as effective, and this is all you need to get funded and quit your job in 90 days. If you have any questions, drop them below. Peace.